Greetings, people. Again, my name is Errol Jones, Errol Jones. I called this Zoom meeting. I set this Zoom meeting up after viewing a couple of threads on Facebook questioning the HISD takeover and what could be done about it. Well, that's what this meeting is for. I sent the message out, not to overwhelming lots of people, just to 3 or 4 initially, and then posted it on the website for people to see if they would like to attend. It's open to anybody. I scheduled 7 meetings. I didn't expect a large attendance at this first meeting. I was hoping for maybe 1 or 2 folks to show up so we can get this started. But not a problem, because it's being recorded and I'm going to share with you what I was going to share with you had other people been here. I'll give my input, but with the lack of those folks participating, we will not get the fullness of what this meeting was about. But you will be able to look at the video. I'm going to go over something that I found on the web. I don't even know how I got it. Community Voices for Public Education. The title of this printout is Oppose the Hostile Takeover of HISD. In fact, I think it's a petition. I don't know whether I should oppose it or not. I don't have enough information. It sounds like it's a terrible thing for the state to have come in and taken over the school district. It sounds like that, but I cannot give an opinion one way or the other. Now, I will say this, I will lean and am leaning in the direction of it should not have been taken over. But I cannot say that with all the enthusiasm and passion that I say, that I use when I speak about other things. Let me go over these 9 points here, and then we're going to call it a day. Next week, and for the next 7 weeks in a row, Central Standard Time, 6:30 p.m., we will be hosting Zoom meetings to have conversations about these things. It'll be better promoted. So we have 7 weeks to get to that. Let me go over these 8 points, 9 points, 8 points here. Opposing the hostile takeover of the HISD. Join parents and teachers across the district to oppose the takeover of Houston HISD by an appointed board of managers that are not democratically elected. Sign this petition. I don't know. I don't know if it should not have been taken over. After watching HISD for quite a few years, I didn't work in HISD, still concerned. I spoke to some of the issues, supported a lot of things that were going on in HISD. But after watching what really appeared to be a clown show, folks just bumbling over each other and still no improvements in the areas that the concerns were being voiced. Why? And I'm going to say pretty much poor strategy, lack of implementation of those strategies, and just low skill levels in knowing what to do to make some changes. Well, Earl, why didn't you do anything? Well, I was busy doing other things in other areas, and I thought you guys were holding down. Obviously not, because one of your very, very own, and a number of your very own, this is my opinion, has sold you out. So now you gave the Democratic district, predominantly Democratic, over to the Republicans in the state, who will do a lot of the things that these people in this petition I'm about to read are concerned about. But that's what you got, because that's what you've earned. You put yourself in this position and don't know what to do to get out of it. Not another march. Petition is fine, not another petition. What else are you going to do to make people feel the concerns that you have for the school district and for your children? What else are you going to do? What will happen is the question that's asked here. The first one, what will happen? And they give a list of things here about what they think will happen. The second point is state takeovers worsen student academic outcomes and school district operations. They say wasteful spending. Takeovers are discriminatory. Nearly 85% of the districts that have been taken over by the states have had a majority of Black and Latino populations. What do you expect? Do you think the white communities are going to allow their schools to be in such disarray as HISD is? You don't really believe that, do you? You think the Jewish community is going to allow their schools to become trash like what you see going on in HISD? Probably not. State takeover removes local control. Is that a bad thing? You've been under local control for how long now? And what has it gotten you? You continue to send the same people back to the elected offices, and they continue to do these things to you, not for you, but to you. And you think that they're really working for you, but it doesn't seem like it because they continue to produce the same ridiculous fruits, and you don't know what to do about it as a group. Number 4, why is HISD under threat of a takeover? One of your black representatives and a number of people that supported him, number of organizations that supported it. I remember when the issue first came across the board, I was working at the time as a union worker, union organizer. And we continued to run into people who really didn't know what this was all about. And so you had a lot of folks that supported it, but they didn't know what they were supporting. I remember, I didn't fully understand what was happening at all. And I know people that were in prominent positions as leaders that didn't know either. So then it was snuck in. Well-designed takeover. Since then, local control has worked as it's meant to work. Okay, that's a good point. Prove it. But the state still plans to take over HISD because the law has already been invoked. And so there's no need to turn back and say, well, let's go back to what we were in before, because it's already been decided that they're going to take over. The state's going to take it over. Number 8, Houston HISD is not a failing district. We're not talking about the entire district, obviously. When the state takes over, you can be absolutely sure they're not going to dismantle the non-black, non-brown schools. That's not what's going to happen. The schools that are going to be dismantled are the ones that are in the poor black communities, in the poor brown communities, but primarily because, should I say this? I guess I can. You're poor. And most people don't care about the poor. Oh, you didn't know? You're poor. And most organizations will not respect the poor in a poverty environment. You have limited skills, limited leadership. And so this is why poor people get dogged. What's the solution to that? Don't be poor. Don't live in poverty. If you want to get out of poverty, look at what poor people do, and then don't do it. Now, I'm not saying that trying to be bougie this, bougie that, or bougie the other, but I have no desire, I don't chase dollars. That's the first thing. I'm living far below my means, far below my means. Why? Because my money is going into something that will make a difference in the poor communities. This is who I am. I'm not trying to convince you. I can tell you, I can show you better than I can tell you. But Houston HISD is not a failing district. They're not talking about all of HISD. We're talking about the poor schools, the black schools, the brown schools, the poverty surrounded neighborhoods who don't really count. I'm just giving an expression of what many other people say. You don't count. Nobody cares. You didn't know? And the last thing, takeover opens the door to privatization and discrimination. Is that a bad thing? Well, it will introduce competition, and competition is a good thing. I don't know. Those are points that we will touch on next week, same time, 6:30 Central Standard Time. I will not belabor this meeting. I don't come to meetings and wait for people to show up, and then they're very, very late. If you're late, you come in 30 minutes late, I'm already gone. And that's part of the problem right there. You need some accountability. And time is extremely important. My time is valuable. I need to get off this broadcast, finish watching Al Sharpton. You all have a great day. Let's get together 1 week from today at 5:30 Mountain Time, at 6:30 Central Standard Time, at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Bring your questions. Bring your proposals. Bring your passion.